All right, we're live. Hey, GM Pat.
Hey, Mike. GM
How
Mike.
you doing, man?
Doing great. How about you?
Good. Since we're going to be sharing OOTP, I got two screens going for the first time, so it's very odd. I got to look out. My camera's here. I got to
Right.
look over here to see you, and then I'm gonna have to look here to see my out of the park baseball screen. So, just adjusting to new situations. Hey, first let's do what we always do. I'm drinking Maryland beer. Are you?
I'm not. Well, I'm not.
No.
It's still technically a Maryland beer since their only location in the United States is in Maryland.
Oh,
Do you know
it's
who
a
I'm talking
Guinness
about?
beer.
Yeah, it's a Guinness.
Cool.
I do have a couple Monument beers down in the fridge, but one is like a coffee stout, and that felt a little too heavy, and the other one's a sour, and I didn't feel like having something that tart.
What's
So I'm
the
going with
Guinness?
a Guinness, which I consider a Baltimore beer.
What Guinness do you have? Regular Guinness?
Yeah, just a regular.
Such a good beer, man. Such a good beer.
Yeah, I like it. I got some. I decided to invest in a Guinness glass recently too.
Nice. So
Since
I'm
regular-
drinking another beer from the same brewery I was drinking one from last time, but this is a different one. This is a red. It's a hazy red. It's called
Cool.
Dog Days, 1623 Brewing in Eldersburg, Maryland. And I like this beer a lot. I did not expect to like this beer this much because I don't always like reds. It's not that I have an issue with reds. They're fine. Just they're not always that interesting to me, but sometimes I find one I really like that's just different, and this one is really good. Hey, Dan, what's up?
Dan Graffs is here.
Dan Graffs of Calculator fame. I have to check out the new
the projections. Yeah, I messed around with it. What I did was, what I did is, and for anybody else who's watching who doesn't know what we're talking about, Dan has or Daniel, I guess it is, has an out of the park projection system where you can plug in your player ratings and it'll project the season. And when I started my last season, I took so in out of the park, you know how in the preseason predictions, it gives you the top hitters in each league. So I plugged in my two guys who were in that and compared it to what the calculator said. And one of them, it was almost spot on. It was the OPS and batting average and everything were a few and hundredths of a point.
That's crazy. That's amazing work, Dan.
Yeah. I meant to record it so I could show it, but I could still go back and do it because you can look at those preseason projections. But I wanted to show him how close it was on one of my guys.
That's awesome. Dan's going to get a job with a real Major League Baseball team here shortly. Kenneth's in the house. What's up, Kenneth?
I I gave myself a buzz cut. Thank you.
Now you got
noticing it. I hadn't had a haircut since February. It had
two
been about
bald holdings.
It had been 10 plus months.
But you're not really bald. You're just you've just shaved your
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm working my way there.
You'll get there eventually. I mean, I hope you don't, but chances are you're headed here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm working my way back. But yeah, I mean, there's still some up top there.
Yeah, I feel like mine fell out at a much faster rate. Let me talk about who the San Juan Zephyrs are. But first I just want to do just this quick tribute to the best player in baseball.
Oh, Jeff Lebowski?
Jeffrey Lebowski. If anybody hasn't been on GM Pat's channel lately, there's a new video up on the second season of Colorado Rockies legend, Jeffrey Lebowski. What is he now, a 19-year-old who – what did he hit 80-something home runs this season?
I think it was 84 or something, or 82.
Okay, so he now holds the record for the most home runs in a season.
Yeah, and RBI. He set both those.
Yeah.
I mean, in an alternate universe, Mario Armendariz is about as close as you can get to a Jeff Lebowski without making him yourself.
Yeah. So I'm excited about Lebowski, excited about the fake O's. I'm also excited, especially to have you here as a special advisor, as I take on a new role as the general manager of the San Juan Zephyrs. So I have some pump up video footage to show in a minute here, but I'll just quickly tell you guys what this is. I created a video not too long ago where I talked about the process to go through to set up promotion and relegation. And so I did that, and I created a fake league. It's 15 teams. I took all cities that currently don't have a Major League Baseball team and created this fake league, called it the Premier Baseball League as a tribute to the Premier League in soccer. And it is a fictional league that operates sort of one division, one league below Major League Baseball. And I have it set up now so at the end of each season, 4 teams get promoted from the Premier Baseball League, and 4 teams come down from Major League Baseball, 2 from the National, 2 from the American, with the worst records. And I'll show you how that all played out, because I did the first season as a really quick sim. I didn't take a lot of time to do anything. I managed the Orioles in it, but I didn't do a lot with them. I actually got rid of the Chris Davis contract, and I just did some other fun things, and I tried to sim it quickly to see if promotion and relegation would work. And it did. So now I'm at the end of the first season, and I've decided to really take a job as a GM with the team. So I'm going to take over one of the teams that just got promoted from the Premier Baseball League to Major League Baseball, with the challenge being, in their first season, can I keep them from getting relegated? And I'm interested to see how this goes. It's the off season, so I'm getting ready to hit free agency, and it's time for arbitration, and we're going to have the winter meetings and the Rule 5 draft. I'd say that I could probably pick a Rule 5 player, and if my roster didn't change by then, they would immediately be one of the top 3 players on my team. Because what I found is that this other league, the way I set it up is that at the beginning of their first season, there was a free agent draft. So they did 20 rounds, and anybody who was not signed with the Major League team was up for grabs. Did that, and then the teams all kind of went out and filled their minor league system with signing guys from independent leagues, and then they were part of the amateur draft. I created an association between the Major League Baseball in the sim and the Premier Baseball League. That way they don't have 2 separate amateur drafts. They don't have 2 separate Rule 5 drafts. They all have the same rules when it comes to rosters, free agency, arbitration. And so in June of the sim, everybody drafted, including all these new teams. And so that helped fill up their systems too. But I noticed some guys were moving up a lot faster than I think the AI normally moves guys up. So that was kind of interesting. So what I'll do is I'll share this. I'll show you guys how the first season played out. You can see who won the World Series. You can see who won major awards. You can see the 4 teams that got relegated. Sorry, Philadelphia.
Sorry, Brett Hopper. Yeah.
The Phillies got relegated, and when that happened, I laughed because I just imagined how Philly talk radio would be on fire if that happened. Maybe literally on fire.
Right.
And anyway, Kenneth asked a question that I don't quite know the answer to without looking. What kind of budgets do the promoted teams have? I feel like the San Juan Zephyrs have $135 million to work with or something. They're money. I think they're 27th on the salary list right now. But I have to take a closer look. I really have not done a lot on purpose in looking at the team, and I haven't done any moves in the offseason because I wanted to jump on here with one of the world's experts on out of the park baseball, GM, as my special advisor. I didn't want to go in and sign a guy or make a trade and then get on with you and have you go, "Ooh, dude, that guy's WAR is telling a different story." And I watched your batting stats that matter video, and I thought from talking to you, I kind of learned everything I could from you and out of the park baseball, and I have not. I learned more, and now I have to go watch the pitching one and then figure out what else I can learn from you as we try to do the very important work of keeping the San Juan Zephyrs from getting relegated.
I hope you win a championship before the fake O's.
Ooh, that's interesting.
In 2031.
Yeah, and I also thought it was cool to bring you here from the future, from 2031, right? To tell me which guys to go after.
I can tell you this guy,
This guy, but it is funny though the way that that doesn't. You see people do that. Like sometimes I've seen it on some of the message boards where people talk about look for this guy in your sim, but then the two sims don't always work out the same way. That's one of the really fun things about the game. Okay, here's something that's going to take 20 seconds and get you guys completely pumped up to cheer for your new favorite fake Major League Baseball team, the San Juan Zephyrs. We'll see you on the other side of this pump-up video. Yeah.
Wow.
You ready?
Wow.
Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Welcome to the new World Wrestling Federation. My wife says the music reminds her of Game of Thrones. I'm just pumped up for some San Juan Zephyrs baseball after I look at that. So, all right. We were running a little late getting the stream started because we had to figure out some technical difficulties. So I'll just warn you right now. Got to try this with the two screens. I was bringing up my OOTP. I need people to chime in if anything looks a little funky. I'm going to do a screen share in a second here and get this rolling. And this is why we need a staff, Pat. Can we get interns on this show?
Yeah, they can take care of this grunt work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe get my camera angle right because it keeps bothering.
Do makeup, Kenneth. I appreciate the fact that you enjoyed that video. I'm pretty pumped about it. I have fun putting together those videos in Canva, and anyway, it's become my hobby during COVID-19. Canva videos. All right, let me try to get this thing rolling here. Let's get some San Juan Zephyrs baseball up on the screen. I think it's going to be tough for me to work the comments at the same time this is up. It seems to be throwing things off. So are you able to work? Are you able to add the comments, Pat, or just see them?
I'll let you know. Let me try.
Or even if you just see them.
I can add them. Yeah, I just added Kenneth's back again.
Awesome. All right, you're in charge of the comments. Now, can you do me a favor?
Just hide to take it off or something? Or just
if you hover over that button, there should be like a little there you go. Cool. We don't need interns. You've got everything.
Good.
You're running the studio now. All right, so I'm going to try to share the screen. If you can work the comments, we'll see what happens.
I'm going to do my best.
And OOTP just disappeared on me. Hang on one second. There we go. Are we good? I think we're good.
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. I'm going to count on the viewers at home to let us know if things aren't where they need to be. We have high standards here, and want to make sure everybody's happy. So these are the Major League Baseball standings at the end of the 2020 season in this sim. You'll notice San Juan Zephyrs, Columbus Valiants.
Stop sharing thing away. There's like that thing, that bar. It's over the NL, the West divisions. Is that on your screen too?
Oh, that says yes. Let me hide that. Whoops. Hold on.
Cool.
All right, we're back. Okay, so San Juan Zephyrs, Columbus Valiants. These are two new teams in the NL East. They took the place of the Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins, who are now playing down a league. And then over in the American League, we have the Nashville Defenders and the Mexico City Flyers. And these guys took the spots of the Texas Rangers out in the West. And then I just blanked. Who's missing from the Central?
The Royals?
Correct. Yes, thank you. That was a test. It wasn't really. It was just me forgetting. So I'm under a lot of stress here as the GM of this team. So this is what Major League Baseball looks like right now, and I'll show you guys what the PBL, the Premier Baseball League, looks like. All these teams, I set them up so they all have a full minor league system. I didn't stock them with fictional players. I just, after the free agent draft, they went out and just signed guys, and I don't know if the computer added any fictional players to fill out the roster. I didn't take a look at that. But I did notice them signing guys that were, from independent leagues. So here is the Premier Baseball League, and you can see Miami, Philadelphia, Kansas City, and Texas are there. These are the standings for the 11 teams that didn't get promoted. So the 4 teams that got promoted, they were at the top of the standings. They did a playoffs, and San Juan, the team I'm now managing, actually won the playoffs. I don't have it set up so the playoffs does anything with promotion. I just have, the 4 teams that are getting promoted. They play each other right now to just see who's kind of like the postseason champ. I am going to try to set up some other things over time. I want to do some other things that are similar to soccer. I'm probably going to set up some tournaments between different leagues. I would really love to set up something like, either with some of the independent leagues, some tournaments with Major League Baseball, like the U.S. Open Cup that they do in soccer. Like, you can end up with like an MLS team playing against like some, amateur team almost that nobody knows. So I'm going to try to maybe set up some tournaments in future seasons. I would love for people to chime in and say like, hey, why don't you try this instead? Because this league is brand new. You could help shape this thing and be like, basically like really an Abner Doubleday in the virtual world. You want to add, because if you think, oh, don't just do 4 teams in the playoffs there, change that, whatever, let me know. Or don't relegate only 4 and don't promote only 4. I'm open to changing things. We do have to respect the heritage of our great game here one season in.
Right.
But yeah, the unwritten rules, the code of the PBL says that. But yeah, definitely let me know if you guys think I should add some stuff. And I left everything alone in Major League Baseball in terms of the playoffs. So I haven't touched that yet. And I don't know if I will. I'm not really sure. But I left that alone. So let's check out the playoffs. And I'm going to go to the playoff tree. And what I find most exciting about the playoffs, yes, the Dodgers won, but Mike Trout and the Angels made it all the way to the World Series.
Wow.
And that was pretty cool. I would like to see Mike Trout and the Angels win a World Series in real life and in this sim. That would be very cool. But that's how things ended up there. I'll take a look at awards real quick.
It's a very California championship series, 3 of the 4 teams.
You're right. And San Diego was in the running late too.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, let's check out the awards too. So at least the big ones. So we got the Gold Gloves. Look at Alberto for the O's.
Yeah.
Speaking of the O's, wait till you see what Santander did in this sim. He got MVP votes. He was tearing it up. Here's how the NL turned out in terms of Gold Gloves. Mookie Betts, free agent. Rumors are San Juan's thinking about, should they spend most of their free agent money, bring in Mookie Betts.
In my sim, when he became a free agent, it only cost $49 million a year to get him.
Cool.
And no one else is even like, I don't have inflation on, and I don't think anybody else has signed in any year for over $40 million. But that first year, Betts went to the Nats for like $49 million a year for like 8 years.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's time for Francisco Lindor to win a championship. You mean in real life with the New York Mets? Kenneth's a Mets fan.
Yeah.
I think. I know he did a Mets sim. Maybe I'm making assumptions here, but I thought I knew that he was a Mets fan.
Yeah, I believe I think he is, or he did do that sim at least.
By the way, I think it's so cool that now there's people who show up regularly for some of the streams and in your comments now that like I know things about. I just think this is awesome. Especially at a time when like I'm not getting out as much. You know what I mean? There's like fewer things, happening and fewer places that you can go. And, it's kind of cool to have like this little like community of people that I'm starting to like recognize as we
never would have known if not.
If not, yeah, man. Real Kenneth is here talking about fake baseball. Yes, we are. He says we are correct. He is a Mets fan. So
cool.
Chapman got reliever of the year.
Okay.
In the AL. Dayton got it in the NL.
Dayton.
I know like nothing about him.
I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
How old is he?
32.
Yeah, the name sounds vaguely familiar. Who's he with?
Atlanta in this.
Okay.
Do we need to see the platinum stick winners?
No, not necessarily.
I don't know why that award never really excites me.
It's like the silver.
All five of us, it's getting big time. That's right, man. Although on GM Pat's streams, that first one we did on your stream, man, there were like 20 people some of the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
20 people some of the time. That's what it's like probably to be a first-year expansion team in sports. So Kyle Lewis was the Rookie of the Year winner.
Just like real life.
What's that?
I believe he got it in real life as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Austin Hayes with some votes.
Nice.
Future fake Oriole Mitch Keller picked it up in the NL.
Cool. Beat out Gavin Lux. Wow.
Francona won Manager of the Year. Roberts. Let's see. Cy Young. Snell won that. And
Bieber.
Dan says more stream viewers than Marlins attendance. It's possible. Let's see. Who else got votes over here in the NL?
Oh, wow. Dinelson Lamet won it, huh?
Yeah. All right. Here's real life Met. Virtual world Cleveland Indian. Or is it Cleveland Spiders?
Yeah.
So here's Santander. Look.
Wow.
His season was pretty hot.
Man, what? He's like the best player in baseball. What's up with those ratings?
Oh, be careful, GM Pat. That's relative to the PBL.
Oh.
So that's interesting. This is one of the things I found is really interesting when I look at the ratings of the guys. And it's why I think the San Juan Zephyrs and the other three teams that have been promoted have their work out for them, have their work cut out for them unless they can really upgrade in the offseason, because I go through their roster and I'm like, oh, it looks pretty good in the Premier Baseball Leagues ratings. And then I do go to MLB and it's basically like a AAA team. So let's
look at the team.
You want to jump right in? Yeah. Is there anybody?
Yeah.
I think we covered everything over here in, just one more in the MVP on the NL side.
Bellinger, shocker.
Yeah. So a lot of people got votes over here.
It is a lot of dudes.
Like 4 Nationals, I think, are on here, something like that. Amazing that Soto, you'd think if anybody on the Nationals would be the top vote getter in the MVP race, it would be Soto.
Oh, Robles got it? Yeah.
Oh, he's got post-concussion syndrome.
That's not fun.
It's not fun at all. Okay, cool. Let's look at the ball club. Let's see who you're going to be rooting for. And also know that this could all change because we need to become a Major League Baseball team right now this offseason, not stick around as a Premier League level team. So All right, what do you want to do? Take a look at
Yeah,
let's
go to
just
your lineups or something. Either one.
rolling right into the pitching. All right, so former Oriole Chen is my
Wei Yin Chen, number 1 starter.
number one starter. He actually had a pretty good year relative to the PBL.
And these ratings now are relative to MLB, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So here you can see the difference.
Right.
Right. So
Okay.
like my owner wants me to re-sign him. It's one of his goals for me, which I think I'm going to ignore because he wants a lot of money. He put up good numbers relative to the Premier Baseball League, but look at the contract situation. So
he's a free agent.
right, he wants $14 million a season for 2 years. He's 35 years old.
Yeah, no thanks.
And here's the money I have to spend.
How much is it? I can't. It's pretty small on my screen.
So
Like in the
projected
studio
budget
screen.
for 2021 is 104 million. Projected payroll is 39 million. Projected other expenses 38 million. For extensions, I have 26 million right now.
Okay.
So, but I'm not going to spend 14 grand of that 26 million on him.
14 million, yeah.
So, or whatever it would take to get him.
Right.
I'm not going to re-sign him.
I understand.
Who
Who else is in this rotation?
Blevins, Hutchinson.
Can you make it full screen, or was that not working for you?
When I made it full screen, that was what was making it crash earlier.
Gotcha.
So I know it's harder for you to see.
Yeah, because the studio thing we're in, your out of the park screen is like 10% of my screen. I can't really even read your player names. But here, can I try to make it full screen, see if it does anything, or will that screw something up?
Give it a shot.
All right.
Perfect.
Cool. All right, now if I squint, I can read it.
And it's as big as it goes for you in your browser?
Well, because we're within the studio.
Yeah.
So it the barnyard thing. So it's like, it's not even 30% of my screen, I don't think, is your actual screen. Anyways, cool. No, I can read your guys' names now, though.
Cool. So we've got Chen, Bobby Blevins, Drew Hutchinson, sure. Arturo Reyes, and Luis Mateo.
Okay.
And here's kind of how they finished up. Arturo Reyes had the best season by WAR. He's 28 years old. Came over in the 6th round of the free agent draft. It's interesting looking at some of these guys' history, like where these guys have bounced around.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it looks like a group of guys you'd sign off the free agent. Yeah, there's not a lot of like actual major league players on here.
True. Oh, hey, let's do this. This is interesting. I'll show you who the Premier Baseball League leaders were last season.
Oh, do you have Kyle Drabeck on there?
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
He's in my bullpen.
I remember when he was coming up with the real Jays and was supposed to be – that's Doug's son.
Yeah, he's up for arbitration.
Oh, okay.
So, and I mean, how did he – what's that?
And as like a long reliever, he wants like $2 million. Get out of here.
Yeah, so – but check this out. So these were, if you go to the league leaders – it's interesting to see the guys that were able to come down to the Premier Baseball League and just crush it. Hanley Ramirez had the time of his life, dude. He playing for the Havana Mid-Eagles.
Did they get promoted or no?
No, but he had 44 home runs and 119 RBIs, 4.7 WAR. But here's where he stacks up Major League Baseball wise.
Yeah, he's scrub.
But he was good enough against the subpar pitching in the PBL to kill it. it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when like these 4 teams come down from Major League Baseball, right?
Bryce Harper's going to hit 8 million home runs this season.
I know, man. Yeah. I can't wait to see how this plays out. Like, who on the Phillies is going to crush this league?
Probably the entire team.
And then what happens? Like, when will I see? So this is what I'm wondering. When will there be how long will it take until the just immediately relegated 4 MLB teams don't go right back up?
Right. I mean, I don't know that the Royals are a lock.
I know. So I do think about what it would be like as a Philly sports fan. It would suck getting relegated, but then that one season before you got promoted again, when you go to all the games and you watch your team win like 20-2 and have like 6 beers, like people are going to be like, "This is great.
It's the best baseball team ever." Cool. Let's see your offense.
Okay, let's see it.
Yeah, I know some of these guys. Oh, hey, Jake Hanneman.
Yeah.
Former Orioles legend.
One of the things my owner wants me to do is upgrade in center field.
Well, hard to do that when you have the best center fielder of all time out there.
I thought he was in your sim at one point.
Yeah, he was my center fielder in like year 1 or 2.
Well, he's going to be my center fielder perhaps in year 1 or 2.
Yeah. You know what
so
yeah.
You know, he's good defensively. So this is one of the things I want to ask you about. I'm thinking about, and I'll put this out for the studio audience also. So I'm thinking about what's my strategy in this first year. I think, it's interesting because so now with relegation, what it does, it sets up like the situation where people don't want to tank, right? There's no like, oh, let's tank and get a great draft pick. You could, but you're getting demoted.
Right.
So my goal is for this team just to be good enough to stick. And what I've thought about, like, what are the best ways to do that? And one of the best ways I could do that is it's usually a lot cheaper to buy great defense than it is to buy some other things. So what if I just try to go out and get the most affordable, really, really good defensive player at every position, get a DH. Like, there are usually DHs that are available for a very affordable price. Like, I noticed one free agent that I've used before in other sims is JD Martinez. Like, can I get really great defense and then find a DH or a platoon thing at DH that gets me 30 or 40 home runs and 100 RBIs? And then I have to get to know my ballpark and figure out what kind of pitchers I need. And can I find a way to go out and find some decent enough pitchers that with a really solid defense, just let this team finish. They just have to not be one of the 2 worst teams in the National League. That's the goal for this season.
Okay, so it's not 4 in MLB. It's 2 in the NL, 2 in the AL, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah,
what?
I would find, I mean, the best defense for sure, but I would catcher, shortstop, and center field, and probably like second base. Just make sure you have like dudes with like, the position rating probably like a 70, but not catcher, but the other ones, like make sure like their range is like a 70. Like I'd have a 70 range center fielder, 70 range shortstop, a 70 catcher ability. Yeah, because you can get those guys cheap. And even if they hit for nothing, like they're probably going to hit as well as like Jake Hanneman.
Right. Like here's my current second baseman, and he's okay actually as a second baseman fielding wise. Yeah,
but he's not good enough.
So, the thing is he's too easy to upgrade. Like for like $1 million, I could get like a guy that can do better.
Have you looked? So, and who's your shortstop?
Nolan Fontana, dude. Come on.
Of course, Fontana. Yeah,
so,
I think you need to do better than him too. I think you need the best, one of the 2 or 3 best shortstops and center fielders in the game, fielding.
Yeah. And then catcher, I haven't looked at catcher. I forget what. Like, this guy has to go.
Yeah, that guy's gone.
He can't catch. And we've all watched. I mean, I've referenced it like in 3 videos before, but we know what Sergeant Mushroom has taught us. And this guy too, not good enough. This 27-year-old catcher with nothing going on.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing you need to do is make a trade for Austin Hedges.
He's great, man. And his veteran leadership always is helpful.
Yeah. Now, have you looked at what's going to become available in free agency?
Yeah. I thought of this too. Dan, slide sent Fontana to second base. I was thinking about that because look at his infield error is pretty solid. Do you think his turn the double play is good enough though?
He'd be a good second baseman. And second base, you can have him there as long as you have really good shortstop, center, and catcher, the 3 big ones.
So I like when I look at his arm, I think, okay, cool. He's a second baseman. His range is fine for second base, and his infield error I really like. I just looked at the turn the DP and I thought, if I really want to have a killer up the middle infield, I might want to try to upgrade.
I think,
but if I had to settle for him for second baseman, I'd be fine. I think Fontana's actually, at the very least, he's a really good backup infielder.
Yeah, middle infield guy, yeah.
Yeah, and I might even try to force play him at third during spring training so that he's an option there. Even his arm's not amazing. He could be a 70-second baseman according to the position calculator.
Wow. Nice. So maybe you can force play him there.
This is like having the virtual version of Billy Bean on the call with us. He could be a 70. Okay, cool. All right. How's he as a third baseman?
His arm, I don't think is good enough. I don't know what he's going to do. I would guess a 55 or so, but we'll see what Billy Bean says.
The only thing I can think of is that, I mean, I just think it would be good to have that as just one more option, but
right. If he could get to a 40 or 50 there.
He's a potential outfield guy too.
Yeah, he can play corner.
Yeah, I mean, his bat isn't great though, right? He
could at least be a utility guy for you.
Or he could put up 2.8 WAR if he gets demoted to the Premier Baseball League.
That's right. A 60 at third base. So
60, okay, cool.
I mean, he could probably play basically any infield position in the corner outfield and just be a utility guy.
Yeah. All right. So I think Nolan Fontana has a future in San Juan. By the way, who wouldn't want a future in San Juan? I'm pretty excited to spend some time there. Sunshine, beaches, pretty pumped. So there was something else I wanted to check out. One of the other, we checked out center field. The other thing was kind of who are my bats right now?
Right.
Oh, this is the other thing I thought about. I left it alone for the first season. There's no DH. I was mentioning earlier, I could get JD Martinez, I could get these DHs. There was no DH in the Premier Baseball League, but there is a DH in Major League Baseball. So
in the National League, do you have it set?
Oh crap! I'm in the National League. Never mind.
Change it, man.
Damn it.
Just change it,
man. I can't. I've got to respect the history of the game.
There's a DH in the NL this year. I mean, there might not be next year, but there was this year, and there will be after the next CBA.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Thanks for that, Dan. So, yeah, the reason I left the Premier Baseball League's DH setting alone is that I thought it was going to be hard enough to find enough players for everybody to fill out their rosters. So I was like, all right, screw it. Pitchers hit.
Right.
So, but yeah, we're in the NL. I didn't think about that. This is going to be one of the things that's kind of weird. When I was moving the teams up, it tells you that it's like somewhere after the season ends and the awards have been presented around this date, November 13th. I don't think I've really advanced it. It tells you it's time to promote and relegate, and it tells you who the teams are that are supposed to go up and down, and you say, yes, please execute.
Right.
And you decide where you want to move the teams to. So I just put the 4 teams into the divisions where they made the most sense geographically from where people were leaving, and it worked out this time. There's no income tax. Nice. We're going to be like the Florida Panthers of
or like the Texas
NHL.
Rangers. Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that, but wow, that's also good to know personally. Interesting. So I put San Juan and Columbus in the NL East. I put Nashville in the Central of the AL and Mexico in the West.
No, that's Columbus, Ohio, right?
Who?
That's Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
That team's in? Cool.
Yes. So I could have put them in the AL Central, but I just figured, we've got Cleveland there. Let's have Ohio have the AL, NL, but they've got Cincinnati, too.
Right. So what's your plan for the off season?
Let's look at the free agents you were talking about. Who's up? Who's big? So
yeah, I mean,
here's
none of these guys are coming to San Juan, I don't think.
Oh,
with our budget,
probably not.
So let's go to.
You want to see everybody who's about. Where's the upcoming free agents? Right.
Yeah, right there. So, go to check out shortstops, and then can you go where it's go away from the default view?
Yeah.
And go to where it says position ratings, and sort by shortstop. Let's see.
There we go.
Simmons is going to cost a lot of money, but Galvis will probably be cheap, man.
I've signed Galvis in a lot of sims.
Yeah, same here.
Actually, these 3 guys I've signed in sims.
Yeah, they're all kind of older. So click on Galvis. I mean, his range is starting to come down. He's getting older. It's only a 65.
Yeah.
Scroll down to the next dude. Hit the down arrow button down to I forget who it was. Oh, Heckavaria. What's his? So he's a 65 range as well.
Yeah. It's funny to pull up this screen, by the way. Hold on. Let me go back. Like, this seems like a small number of players, right?
Yeah.
That's because there were 20 rounds of free agents drafted last year.
Right.
For the Premier Baseball League.
Yeah. I mean, Simmons is probably going to make like $15 million a year, and he'd probably be worth it, to be honest with you.
$15 million, man.
If
you played this game a lot,
man, if you could get him for that kind of money again, I would do that. He's so good. If you can cut money elsewhere,
I mean, 50. Yeah.
But you could probably get Galvis for like $3 million. That's probably a better play. I mean, I don't know if it'd actually be $3 million, but you know what I mean. Like it'll be significantly cheaper, I would think.
Right.
Did he have a good year? What did he do? How many of those WAR he put up?
3.5.
No, he might be looking to get paid a little.
Yeah, he did well.
And how about is it Heckavaria? I can never say that guy's name.
Heckavaria? He did not have a great season.
So he might. I mean, he's not like he's probably one of the top 10 fielding shortstops in the game. You know, he's good. He's awesome, but Simmons is just so good.
I have to look at who else that I might be able to sign to at other positions and kind of figure this out, because that may dictate, or will definitely dictate, who I want to bring in.
You want to take a look at center field, or do you have something else you want to look at?
I think we should look at center field. That's another good a good spot to go. Billy Hamilton.
Oh man, that's a dream.
How much is he?
He's probably cheap because he doesn't hit for anything.
Right. That's what I want, though.
Yeah, no. Billy Hamilton would be. Here's the pronunciation on Hecavivaria, like Santa Maria. Hecavivaria, like that. Hecavivaria. Hechavivaria.
Hechavivaria.
So it ends in Varia. I'm confident of that.
I feel good about the Maria Varia thing.
Yeah, Billy Hamilton's your dude, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that because he's going to cost like $1 million, and he's going to win the Gold Glove in center field. Jackie Bradley would be way more expensive. PR is not a bad backup plan. He's a decent center fielder.
I feel like he costs more money.
Oh, he probably does. Yeah,
because of his bat, right? I mean,
yeah.
But
his range is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would. Man, yeah, Galvis or Hecavivaria.
Yeah.
Billy
Santa
Hamilton.
Maria.
Yeah.
Heck,
and then
this is helpful in the comments now. I can just read it. Varia. Heck of a Santa Maria. Okay, cool. All right, well that's good.
And so let's check out catchers.
Exactly. I was going to say, can we do catchers and then just talk about pitching for a minute?
Can you go to, instead of the position ratings, do the fielding, whatever, the fielding ratings, and click on catcher ability?
Yep. So I should just go ahead and sign 2 or 3 of these guys right here.
Yeah, exactly.
$4 million. But
what kind of year did he have?
Wow.
Bad year.
What?
His bat was.
I mean, I don't know how you end up negative on WAR with that kind of catcher ability.
Castro's probably more money.
1.5. He has a leadership thing going too, right? So he was 6.8.
Now what what kind of contract is Austin Hedges signed to right now?
Good question.
Can you search for him up in the
Yeah.
Zunino, any of those guys would be good signings though. Any of those 3.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot more Austins than I expected.
You searched under Austin?
What?
Did you search under Austin?
I just typed in Austin and hit search, thinking there might be like 5 Austins and he'd be right there, but there's like 30 Austins.
So he's going to arbitration. So click on his contract tab, and if you scroll to the bottom of it, it'll give you what it. Oh, he's already signed. Ooh, 8.2. Wow.
Wow.
I think he's priced himself out of the trade market.
Yeah. He's in the other San Diego. Not going to make it in San Juan.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think that's your plan. And then, honestly, I would just, if I were you, I would wait until, because you always see a drop down in what guys ask for when the preseason hits and then when spring training hits. Kind of like the Baltimore Orioles in real life did under Dan Duquette. They waited till like February, and then they were like, cool, Nelson Cruz, we'll sign him for 1 year,
Right.
And they signed all those guys in like February. Whoever fell through the cracks, that was their guy. And now everybody does that. Everybody signs late. But yeah, I would target those guys and then just like sign relievers and DH or something late.
The only thing I don't know about is if things will be any different because there are so few free agents.
Right. Yeah,
So.
Yeah. Yeah, AJ Preller went out and signed Austin Hedges because he saw the post.
um, the other thing I'm thinking about is pitching. So I can't even remember where I look at this. I was going to say let's take a look at our stadium.
Oh, that's under. Yeah, it's been a while. Is it? Somebody will be able to tell us in a second. But is it? It's not settings, is it?
I don't remember.
Front office. Yeah, I never look at this stadium after like. I wouldn't work honestly. I think you should be trying to get. If you're going for a good defense, I don't. There it is, ballpark. Oh, so it's not a home run park.
Look at these temperatures, man.
Nice. I mean, honestly, like, if you're going for a good defense, especially if you get good second and short, I think it's always good to go for ground ball guys who have good movement and don't give up a lot of home runs, or just go for power arms with really good stuff.
I haven't studied this a lot because I almost always use the Orioles and Sims, and I just know what Camden Yards is like in real life as a ballpark.
Right.
But do you know much about the ballpark factors here and the home runs overall? Like what even 0.85?
Not a ton. I think 1 is like league average. That looks really low. The doubles and triples seems really high to me, which makes it seem like you'll want good outfield defense. But I mean, honestly, like the ballpark factors don't really impact necessarily what I'm going to do. Like I want the best defense and pitchers who keep the ball on the ground and get a lot of strikeouts regardless of where I play.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why, I've never really dug into all those too much. But the home runs seem low and the doubles and triples seem really high.
Yeah. So doubles and triples similar to the Marlins. Okay.
Okay. Is that Marlin Park? Are basically doubles and triples, but not a lot of home runs?
I guess so, because it's a big ballpark, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of room for the ball to roll around, but it's not going to go over the fence, kind of.
Right.
All right, let's look real quick at pitching. I have no idea what.
Look at all the relievers, yeah. Or something. They're all pitchers, yeah.
Pitching. What do you want to see? Pitching ratings?
Yeah.
I could look at the ground ball, fly ball piece right now. And maybe I should just sign every extreme.
There you go. TJ McFarland with the 75 movement and extreme ground ball. He's probably going to be cheap.
1.8.
But what did he do this year?
He did just okay.
Yeah, that's a guy I'd probably try to sign if I'm on a tight budget.
Yeah.
What about any high stuff guys? If you just sort by stuff?
Yeah, here's one.
Betances, he's going to cost a lot.
Yeah. Did he have a good season? Not great.
He's probably still going to cost. I bet he's going to cost money. How much money do you have again? Like something in the teens?
Hold on, I'll go to it again. Here's our budget.
Yeah.
34 million for free agents.
Right. And you might be able to cut some dead weight too.
With the budgets, I haven't really looked at this before, I don't think, but how does it work? Like, I know you've saved money by firing your assistant general manager.
Yeah.
And where's that show up in your budget then? Where do you then have, will that show up in your?
I've never fired them necessarily because you'd still pay them. I just don't renew their contract when they run out when I start.
Low movement guys play well.
Wouldn't be. Yeah, because basically you can get away get away with guys who might be more prone to long fly balls, which is definitely true. Like in my O sim, I've moved a couple guys who, like, I mean, if a guy's movement is 40 or something in my sim, I don't care what the rest of his stuff is. I trade him because he can't survive in Camden Yards. But I've traded like 2 or 3 of those guys to the Padres, and they go out there and they're really, really good. Or like the Giants, and they're really good.
Yeah, Kenneth noticed that too. I saw that.
Oh, your team focus is win now?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a carryover from the old league or what.
No excuses, just win, baby.
But love the fan.
But I mean, but yeah, but when a contract runs out and stuff, it shows up in your budget. I mean, basically, the money for free agents is basically budget room you have this year, and money for extensions is basically budget room you have for next year.
Okay.
Is basically the way what that means.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, here's my owner, my meddling owner.
Oh, that's annoying. Because they actually, I don't think I've ever played with a meddling owner because, you know, like you, I always do the O's. I'm pretty sure that they will sometimes like sign dudes.
Get out of here. Are you serious?
Yeah. I've never played with one, but I've seen like in all my years, like I've pretty much only ever done the O's. I've done the Padres once. I think I actually did the Mets one time, Kenneth, but I've never had a meddling owner. You might want to go in and just edit him.
You know what? For the first season, I might just see what it's like.
Yeah. Well, have fun when he sends. They'll control certain budgets, but won't they like re-sign it? Won't they like re-sign certain guys too? So I've seen people post on like the Reddit and stuff. They're like, wait, I didn't sign this guy to a contract. And I've seen people say like, well, is your owner a meddling owner? Because he might have done it.
Huh.
So yeah, when he signs Wei Yen Chen to a 2-year, $30 million extension.
Yeah, we're not extending him. Sorry.
That's what you think.
He wants me to improve stolen bases. Well, then the Billy Hamilton signing in center field makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's going to accomplish 2 of your goals probably right there.
I'll improve in center field and get stolen
3,000 stolen bases, yeah.
So, and by the way, he wants me to be a championship team by 2026.
No problem. Hey, what's your player development look like?
Oh, yeah, let's look at my top prospect. So this guy, Spencer Torkelson, was drafted
yeah,
5th overall by whoever the old GM was of San Juan, because I didn't manage this team for their first year. But the way it played out in the draft in June is they had the 5th overall pick, and this is who they got. Now they promoted
the number 1 overall pick in the real life MLB draft this year.
He was 1?
Yeah, went to the Tigers.
So he went into rookie ball, and then they had him at short season A ball for a little bit.
Did he tear it up or what? What did he do? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did very well.
He crushed it, yeah.
Right now, for some reason, they have him set for Double-A.
I was actually thinking, yeah, what's his ratings relative to Double-A?
I think I looked at this, and I think they were – so PBL Double-A, I think is what he'd still be playing in.
But see, that's one thing that's going to be screwy is they're still playing in the PBL league, and the PBL AAA is at least not yet going to be as good as the Major League AAA. What's he look like if he played in like the Eastern League or something?
Yeah, and I can't get him in the Eastern into the
right.
Eastern
But what's he?
He's still good.
Yeah.
And let's look at if he's in AAA International League versus AAA in the PBL. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that's interesting is that I don't know how to I can't move all the minor league teams up for the 4 teams and the other 4 teams down each year. Over time, things might level off in the sim as there's a lot of up and down.
Right.
But I'm kind of excited to see how all these little intricacies play out.
Are you going to make him a first baseman or?
I don't know. Is Dan still on on the line? Dan, what should we do with the top prospect for the San Juan Zephyrs?
I'd probably be looking to make him a first baseman. He could play the corner fine, and he wouldn't like kill you, but
yeah, he's not great in the field.
yeah.
I think I'd like to have him while he's coming up play some first base and some corner outfield, so I have some flexibility with him.
Right. Yeah, I mean he's not completely inept in the outfield, but it's not ideal.
No.
He'd probably be one of the better players in your major league team right now, right? Right?
I think he'd be pretty good on that team, yeah.
Yeah.
But then let's look at though, these are his ratings right now relative to Major League Baseball.
Yeah, he'd probably be your starting first baseman.
And if he was in the PBL still, like you could have him definitely killing it on your roster. I wonder what that would do for development. Like, what if I moved? So what if I hadn't been promoted, but I had him up in the Premier Baseball League for the season? Like, what would that be like doing? Oh, my scout's pretty good, I think, Kenneth. So Dan's
got your
55 at first base and a 55 in left.
Wow, I'm surprised you get up to a 55 in left. All right.
Yeah. So
let's check. Kenneth wants to know about your scout. I'm also interested in that. But who are the rest of your top prospects other than Torque?
I'll show you. Hold on one second.
He's a very Mike Holden prospect with all that. You love the big power bats.
It's fun to see what those guys end up doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a starting pitcher prospect here.
Who was 2020 draft pick, and he's already in AAA.
But the PBL AAA. So.
Right.
Like here, his ratings are pretty good there.
Yeah, that's kind of going to be screwy because guys might be good enough to graduate from the PBL AAA, but not good enough to play on your team.
Right. It'll be interesting. Might have to trade those dudes. Look, you're good enough to kill it in our AAA system, but you're just not going to cut it with our ball club. So I'm going to trade you to the PBL for 3 prospects.
Right.
That are more in line with when this ball club will peak. Oh, my owner controls my development budget and draft budget. You saw it on my development screen.
Yeah, that's fun.
Good catch, and damn it.
Yeah, dude, I think you should commissioner mode that thing out of here.
Your owner has decided to control your... Yeah.
That's a shame.
I might leave it, though, just because of... Yeah, it just might be interesting.
Be more real. And who's your scout? Did you hire a new scout yet?
No, I haven't actually yet. Let me show you him because he's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. He's fine. Like Chris Antonetti. Yeah.
Do you know him or not?
Yeah, he was a major league player.
Got it. I mean, have you seen him in this game?
No, I've never used him, no.
Got it. How's he doing in 2031 when he's 61 years old?
I think he was a player. Is that why I recognize him now? I'm looking him up. He's the it says he's the Indians president.
In real life.
Yeah, in real life. Because who was I thinking of? There's an Antonetti ball player too, but anyways. And who's your manager?
Great question. I can't remember. Rob Leary. You know, the manager of the year from the PBL last season. I mean, okay. I don't even. I don't even know.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, Dan's right. Matt Antonelli, was he with the? Is that a dude who was with the Rays or something? Am I thinking of that guy? The right guy?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyways, so that's the You've got the Indians president as your scout.
All right, I'll take it. Yeah, here's Rob Leary.
Okay.
I mean, I I don't know that I'll change him right now. I guess I could look and see who's out there.
I mean, he just got your promotion.
Yeah, it might be pretty controversial for the citizens of San Juan, the Zephyrs fans, if I
Right. Right.
went and canned this guy right off the bat.
So what date are you at? You're up November 13th. When's like free agency open?
Oh, soon. Like it's salary arbitration time. I have to make some decisions there. What's Kenneth talking about? About Antonelli's a YouTuber?
I'm not sure.
So, yeah, I got a couple guys here up for arbitration. Got 2 pending free agents, and then some minor.
You're going to go ahead and pay Wei Yin Chen $15 million next year after he accepts that?
Not happening.
Wait, but you're giving him a qualifying offer.
Oh no, my meddling owner probably checked that box. So if he goes in and checks it, I'll just quit. I'm sure Havana will have me. Maybe
turn in your resignation. Yeah.
So, and I don't know what I'll do. If I can get him for a good price, I'll probably just re-sign most of my minor league guys just because I need bodies.
But yeah, if they take a minor league contract, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, not real big decisions to make here. And in terms of arbitration, I don't know. I'll take a look at these guys. 2 million, 2.2, but
they're both relievers.
And this guy's got a torn flexor tendon. Drebeck does. So
I'd be withdrawing that offer. They're both relievers though. I mean, you can get actual major league relievers for that price.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be signing either of those guys.
Yeah, and I don't know about Tonkin. I don't know anything about him, but well, that's relative to AAA.
He'd be great in PBL AAA.
What's that?
He'd be great in the PBL AAA.
Yeah. Good luck to him there next year. I just don't think I should spend anywhere near $2 million on this guy.
No, yeah, you can get an actual player, actual major league player for $2 million, a reliever. Like if you wait till like the preseason, you can get relievers for that.
Yeah, so I'm going to withdraw that too.
Yeah. That's Billy Hamilton money.
It is. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm going to withdraw those. I'm not going after either of these guys. I didn't even look at Luke Gregerson, but he's not
a $15 million player, that's for sure.
No.
He'd take that money from you in a heartbeat.
Actually, his ratings relative to MLB aren't bad. His stuff's not great, but
yeah, he's okay. He's probably your best reliever.
What's he want? Too much for my budget.
Yeah.
4.6. Yeah. And 3-year deal.
Maybe once you sort out your other free agents you need, you can spend that on a reliever if you have it left.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, anything else you think we should dive into? I think I feel like
I have a good feel. I'm excited to see who you sign.
Yeah. Mim says
exactly what I'm 36. Thinking. I didn't even notice he was 36. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's 36. Yeah.
But the thing about those kind of ratings is he's one of your best relievers.
Right. I mean, if I can get
now you can get major league free agents for that price. Yeah.
Right. If I could get them really cheap, for a year, fine. But I'll see what else I can find first. So
yeah.
So yeah, I'll post episodes. I'm gonna keep going with this. I want to keep doing some live streams too, with this team. It was cool to do this as a live stream because I started trying to record this as an episode, and I was just kind of having a hard time saying everything I wanted to say, going through everything. I thought it would be a lot more fun to do this live, talk to you, see what people wanted to look at. But now what I'll probably do is I'll get into this. I'll go through free agency, probably get at least to the winter meetings, and then post an update. And I might go past the winter meetings and just kind of give an update as the team's headed into spring training. We'll see. I'm just going to kind of see how it goes. Can you keep your phone around, GM Pat? I might need to send you some texts.
Yeah, no, I'm it's not the trade deadline yet for the fake Orioles, so I've got time.
Okay, cool. I'll keep you posted. Oh, by the way, if anybody hasn't seen it, we released our latest episode of This Week in Blue Crabs. If anybody wants to watch stuff about our fake hockey adventures. Blue Crabs have lost 3 games in a row, and they need a rebound. And we took a look at a deeper dive into that vicious hit by the player on the Mighty Ducks. I think we previewed that on one of our last baseball live streams. That's out there. And anyway, thanks to the commenters, the viewers. Thanks, GM Pat. This was fun. And I plan to get back to posting here more often again. Took a little holiday break and then just been caught up in things. And I'm ready to get back into the fake sports, man.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to see what kind of talent the Zephyrs bring in. Because man, this was the first I had seen your team. Like I knew you did it, but I didn't know who the team was, and that team. It's gonna be hard to keep that team in the major leagues for sure.
Definitely,
like it's gonna be a challenge. It'll be fun.
We gotta hope some other people are not good. So, but I don't know what they'll be like the next season. But there weren't a lot of other awful teams in the league.
Right.
There were other teams that could potentially have been flirting with 500. So Detroit's lucky to stay up, to have stayed up. 66 wins was good enough to stay in Major League Baseball. The Orioles was 69. They were good enough to stay.
Right.
But we'll see, man. Thanks for the good luck wishes, Mim. Appreciate it. Traveling into the future and beating GM Pat's Fakos. Is there a way to do games between different? Like, can you do an all-time team or something? Like, is there a way to export your team from a sim and my team from a sim?
I don't know about that. We could basically create the players and do it that way.
And do let's take the 2022 San Juan Zephyrs against the 2032 Baltimore Orioles. See if we can figure that out. Anyway, hey man, good luck with the Fakos, and thanks for all your advice for the Zephyrs. And if you're ever in San Juan, definitely look me up.
Yeah, I think the weather's nice there, probably in the winter. Maybe we can have a winter meeting down there.
I don't even need to leave this area for spring training. We just do everything here. It's great.
There you go.
Zephyrs over the Fakos in the World Series, clean sweep. I appreciate that comment. That's something to dream for, something to aim for, something to dream about. Although as an O's fan, oh man, that would be so hard to play the O's, having not won a World Series since '83. I'd have to be pulling for my Zephyrs, but that would be difficult. Anyway, all right, GM Pat and everyone in the comments section, and our 9 viewers right now watching this thing
worldwide.
You are some of the very first fans of the San Juan Zephyrs, and I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
All right. Signing off.
See ya.
Later.
Bye.